customize the checkout in the Shopify Plus store. Previously we needed the checkout liquid, so now it will be expiring soon. So now we have to work through the checkout extensibility. So to perform the checkout customizations, we can either use the checkout UI extension or the checkout Shopify functions. So first of all, let's discuss the checkout UI extensions. So the checkout, as the name suggests, any changes that are related to the UI user interface of the checkout will be performing it using the checkout UI extensions. So for example, if we want to show any of the custom element on the checkout, and if the custom element on the checkout, or we want to perform any of the custom validation, or we want to block the buyer's journey on the checkout, we can do all of these things using the checkout UI extensions. So let's discuss the bits and pieces of the checkout UI extension. So first of all, there are some extension targets. For example, if we want to show a custom element on the checkout, we can use the extension targets to target a specific location where we want to show that custom element. For example, if let's see the targets overview. So uh, maybe we can show the custom element uh, before the shipping method, and before the shipping options list, and we can also uh, show it uh, under the footer, and we can show the custom element after the header, and there are also many other locations, like we can also target the order summary and pickup points. And similarly, we can also show the UI components on the thank you page, and also on the order status locations. So we can target these locations using the extension targets. And the next piece is the configuration file. So the checkout UI extension has the Shopify extension.toml file. So we can control the extension name, extension targets, meta fields, meta field capabilities, and different settings of the checkout UI extension right from this configuration file. And next piece is the extension APIs. We have access to many of the APIs that we can use in the checkout UI extension. So let's see. We can interact with the address. We can interact with the attributes of the cart, and we can interact with the buyer journey, and also we can use interact with the cost of the checkout, and we can interact with the delivery and shipping options, discounts, order, shop data, and different storefront APIs. So all of the APIs are listed right in here. Okay, the next piece in the checkout UI extension is the UI components. So we cannot use the custom HTML and CSS and JavaScript in the checkout UI extension. So we have to use the pre-built components uh, from the component library available for the checkout UI extensions. So let's see some components that are available in this library. We can use the button, links, parsables, and pressables, badges, and all of these components right in here. We cannot interact uh, with the DOM in the checkout using the checkout UI extension. This is for the security purpose, and we are only limited to the specific UI components and APIs that are exposed by the platform. This is for the security purpose. So in the next step, we'll be creating our own checkout UI extensions to get our hands dirty with the code. We need to have a store where we have a checkout extensibility enabled. So we will be able to perform the test development on that store. So first of all, let's create the test store for the checkout extensibility. And from here, select the store to test and build, name the store, and select the developer preview. And from here, select the checkout and the customer accounts extensibility. So start with the test data and create the development store. And okay, now we have our test store, and we can use any of the themes available. I'll be using this test data theme. We have our store. So now let's create an app for our checkout extensibility, and after that we'll be creating extensions and functions in that app. So to create an app, let's use this command pnpm create Shopify app. So let's name our app. Okay, so we'll be selecting the second option. So to work on the checkout extensibility, we'll be creating the custom app without remix. So in this way, Shopify will itself host our app and extensions, and will not need to host our app anywhere else. So select the second option, open with VS Code, and here we can see folder tree of our app. So currently extensions folder is empty. We'll be creating the extensions and functions in this app. Let's create the basic checkout UI extension. So let's see, first of all we have to create an app, and then create the extension. So as you know, in the previous section, we created a test store with checkout extensibility enabled, and we also created the app without a remix. Let's generate the extension. So let's go to the folder where we created the app, and now let's pnpm generate extension, and we'll be creating this as a new app, and naming the app. Now using the CLI, we created an app in the partners account. So let me show you in my partners account. If we go to the apps and see, we have created this ecom wonk app right in here. So now let's select the extension type. We want to create the checkout UI extension, and name it as a banner, and we want to use JavaScript and React this banner extension, and we'll be working in this source folder and checkout.js. You can see basic boilerplate right in here. So now let's enable the development environment. Pnpm run dev. We'll be running the extension in the development mode. So select the store. Okay, now press P to preview the developer console. Okay, so first of all we have to install the app in our test store where checkout extensibility is already enabled. The app is installed now. Okay, the app is now installed. So now let's go to the developer console and click this banner extension preview link. Okay, we can see the banner right in here. This banner is coming from our extension. So let's open side by side, and the title is shown right in here, and text is coming from here. This is the translate function that is coming from the use translate hook. We are getting the extension target right from this extension object. We are getting the location of the extension target. Okay, so let's discuss these pieces one by one. So we can see the extension target. So um, where we want to show our extension. So let's discuss this part. So currently we can see purchase checkout block renderer. This is the type of extension target where we can easily drag and drop our extension. So if we go to the store, and in the checkout, If we go to the checkout customizer, if we look into the bottom left corner, app block, because currently our app is installed and also we have generated an extension, we are able to see this extension block right in here. This banner is coming from the ecom app. So let's add this block and go back. We can see we are able to drag and drop this UI extension, because the extension target currently for this extension is purchase checkout block renderer. We can also use any of the extension targets. So this extension target is dynamic. We can drag and drop uh, our extension anywhere uh, in the available targets. So we can also choose any of the other extension target right from here. For example, if we want to show it in the header, so let's choose purchase checkout header render after, header render after. And once we update the extension target right in here, we also have to update the extension target in the configuration file. So paste in here, and because we updated the configuration file, we have to rerun the developer console. So now we have um, added this static extension target. We can also see the documentation link for the extension targets in the configuration file. So let me preview this again and see this preview link. Okay, we can see now our extension is under the header. So let's refresh this checkout customizer to see the updated changes. Okay, so now uh, we have to add the app block. So we can see it's automatically added under the header. So let's go back, and we can no longer drag and drop our extension like we were able to do it previously. This was the introduction to extension targets, and we can also use the configuration file. So now let's see the configuration file. We can see this is the UI extension, the name is banner and the handle is banner. We can also update right from here, and we can see extension target. We previously saw this, and we can also see some capabilities. So we have the links for each point right in the configuration file. So we can have access the Shopify storefront API through this UI extension, and to use the network access, we have to uncomment right from here, and we can see the more details from this link. And we can also uh, have some meta fields for the extension. We can read more detail from this link, and also we can add some settings to the extension. So let's uncomment these settings. So let's see, in the extension we can see banner title, and the type of this field is the single line text field. We can see the definition, configuration definition right from here. uh, in the settings definition, you can see we each setting has the key, type, name, description, and the validations. So we can see the supported types are the boolean, date, number, integers, and all of these. So we can read more about this right from here. So as you know, we have updated the configuration file. We'll have to rerun the dev server. Okay, so we have enabled the settings for this extension. So let's see this in action. Let's preview again, and also refresh the checkout customizer. And if we add the app block, So now we can see the app block settings are right here. This banner title. Okay, so we can use this banner title right from here. We can use the use settings API. So let's see how we can use this settings. Okay, if we go to the checkout UI extensions and the extension APIs, if we go to the extension APIs and if we look for the settings, so we can see settings. The merchant can set the settings. Okay, if we can see the use settings hook, and we can use the name of uh, the key of the field. Let's see what is the key of our field. It is the banner title. We can use we can destructure right here, and from the documentation, let's see, we can use the banner title right here like this. mm, okay, so now we have updated the uh, checkout gsx file, and if we refresh the customizer, checkout customizer, add the app block, let's add the banner title. We can see this is updating live. So now we have we have seen that we can use the extension targets, and we can use the configuration file, we can use the extension APIs, and uh, let's see the UI components. So let's go to the components library. We can use any of the component depending upon our needs. So let's use this button. So in the banner, uh, let's use the button. We can import it from the UI extensions React components library, and let's see how the button is used. We can use the same button, and on press we'll be logging uh, this on press event to the console. So let's see this in action. mm, let's go to the preview link and also open the console on the front end. Okay, so now we can see we have this pay now button. So if we press click on this, we can see on press event. So we can use any of the components depending upon our needs. So now we have created our basic UI extension. So now we can deploy these changing to the extension. We just need to run pnpm run deploy, and it will be deployed automatically to the app in the Shopify. We can see we don't have any changes to the configuration. We added this extension, banner extension. We will be releasing this new version of our app. So our new version of app is released. We can also close this dev environment, and if we go to the checkout customizer, let's see, we are able to see the banner right in here without running the dev server. So now let's save. So now changes are saved. Okay, let me refresh this page. So now we can see this title is coming from this extension that we added from the checkout customizer. So I hope this covers all the basics of the checkout UI extensions. So if you have any question, you can ping me, or you want any service from me, I will be happy to assist you. Thank you. Hello guys, in this tutorial we will be looking at how we can customize the backend logic of Shopify using Shopify functions. Let's see how the Shopify functions work. First of all, we get some data using GraphQL, pass that data as an input to the function and perform the business logic right here, and then the function returns an operation depending upon the business logic, and based upon that operation, Shopify performs some logic on the back end. And the structure of operation depends upon the function extension target. Okay, let's see again. Function has three parts: input, logic, and the output. Input is a JSON object which is the result of GraphQL input query, and it allows you to select the specific data you need for your function, such as cart line or some meta fields, and then we perform function logic based upon this data. We can use TypeScript, JavaScript, Rust, or WebAssembly to write this function logic, and then this function returns an output, and the structure of output depends upon the function extension target. The input query will look like this. It will fetch the data in the form of JSON, and we will perform some logic based upon this data. After that, we will return an output, and the structure of output will depend upon the extension target. For example, if we want to apply some discounts, we will be returning an array of discounts. Array will have the discount allocation objects. Okay guys, now let's see the life cycle of the function. App developer creates and deploys the app that contains the function. The merchant installs the app on the Shopify and configure the function. Then an API call is made with the function configuration, and the customer interacts with the Shopify store, and the Shopify executes the function. Here is the visual form of the function lifecycle. Here are some function APIs that we can use right now. We can apply some discounts, we can customize the payments, shipping methods, and we can also provide some validations on the cart and checkout. We can also group the products together to sell them as single unit. If we go to this link, we can see right here the available APIs: delivery customization API, order discount API. All these functionalities are written down here. In this tutorial, we will be using this cart and checkout validation API. Okay guys, if we follow this link, cart and checkout validation API, and here we can see some example use cases. Like, we can use this API to verify the age of the customer when proceeding through the checkout. We can also specify the quantity limits in a flash sale, and also we can validate a customer order. Now let's see the example for validating a cart and checkout. And in this example, we will learn that how we can generate a starter code for the Shopify functions, use the GraphQL to define the input, and deploy the function to the Shopify platform, reviews the logs of the functions. The requirements are: we should have a partners account, create a development store with checkout extensibility preview enabled, and Shopify CLI with 3.49.5 or higher. And if we want to create some UI for the extension, we should start our app with a remix template, node 16 or higher. You should install the app on the development store with checkout extensibility preview enabled. I already have an account with checkout extensibility preview enabled in the bottom left corner. Like, this store is non-transferable and checkout extensibility preview is enabled. And now I'll be creating an app to install in our store. First of all, go to the folder where you want to create an app. Then use this command, name the app. I'll be naming this app as functions app, and I'll be starting with remix. Okay guys, so now all the dependencies are installed. Let's go to the folder, open the app with VS Code, and here is the basic structure of the app. Make an initial commit, generate an extension, npm generate extension. Yes, I want to create this as a new app in the Shopify partners account, and name this as it is. And from here, we have to select this cart and checkout validation function and name as it is. And I'll be using JavaScript, run the dev server, and install the app in our store. Select automatically update the URLs, and now our dev server is ready. Press P to preview the developer console. When I pressed the P, it landed me right here to install the app, and here we can see the boilerplate of the Remix app. This means that our app is installed successfully in our store. So now let's work on the cart validation function. Okay guys, here we have our cart validation function, and in the source folder we can see this run.graphql, and we can define any of the fields that we want to perform our logic. And in run.js we will be getting JSON data. Depending upon the fields that we define here, we can define any of the logic depending upon this input data. As a result, we can return an operation. And in this cart validation, let's see what we can return in the function. Let's see this type function run result. We can return an array of errors in this function. And let's see the type of error. If we press Control and click on this definition in the api.ts file, we can see the type of this function right here. We have to return an array of function error. Let's see the definition of this function error. And in the function error, we have to define a localized message and the target where we want to show the message. And in run.js, we can see if any of the line item has quantity greater than 1, we will be returning an error message with a localized message that not possible to order more than one of each item. We want to show this message on the cart. This is the default example when we create the cart validation function. Okay guys, here we have the input and the output, and we have defined a logic. And if we want to see any of the console log, we can define the console log right here. And we will not be able to see these console logs in the browser because this function is running on the Shopify side, and we will be able to see these logs in the partners account. Okay, so now let's restart the dev server, and we also have to enable this cart validation function in our store. Let's go to setting, checkout, and at the bottom you can see this checkout rules. Add a rule, activate this rule, go to the cart page of your store and refresh right here. If we want to increase the quantity of any of the item, we can see this validation message. Not possible to add more than one of each. This is the same message that we defined right here. And now let's see the partners account. In the partners account, go to the app, and in the extensions, let's go to the cart validation function. We can see the run details. This is the latest run, and let's see the details. We got this input cart lines, and in each line we got the quantity. We try to update the first line item to 2, and as a result we got this error message. We got the cart lines from the input query and logged them on the console. We can see the console log right at the bottom. So in this way we can get the input, define the logic, return the operation, and also show the logs in the console of app. I hope this tutorial helped you to learn some basics of Shopify functions. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.